The man accused of shooting 5 people in the Gaslamp quarter was in court today, but this charge had nothing to do with that fatal incident. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
And I'm Heather Myers in for Barbara Lee Edwards. Travis Sereste pleaded not guilty today to a charge that dates back to 2017. News 8's Steve Price was in court for today's hearing and explains what happened.
Travis Sereste, the man accused of opening fire in the Gaslamp last week, killing 1 person and injuring several others, was in court today, but it had nothing to do with that incident. It turns out even before the shooting, he was in trouble with the law. After Thursday's fatal shooting in the Gaslamp, San Diego police released some information on the alleged gunman.
We know he actually lives not far from the scene. He is a downtown resident, person of the city of San Diego. Not going to go into his real criminal history, but he does have a criminal history. Today at the El Cajon courthouse, we learned a little more about that history. Our camera wasn't allowed inside, but Sereste appeared on video for an arraignment. According to court documents, he's accused of working as a private security guard without a license. It's a misdemeanor, and he faces a fine up to $5,000 and a year in jail if convicted. He pleaded not guilty today in court. Sereste's attorney asked to have the misdemeanor charge dismissed because he's now facing much more serious charges, including murder and attempted murder for Thursday's shooting that killed 28-year-old Justice Bolden.
He was literally the best dude I've ever met. I mean, he was just, his joy for life was truly infectious. One of the coolest dudes I know. I mean, and just one of those kind of people that could make a friend out of anybody. Witnesses say Sereste fired without warning, unprovoked, and didn't stop until bystanders took him down.
He didn't hear me run up on him at all, so I just blindsided him and just, took him to the ground. And the other guy put a little bit of work in on him too.
A motive for the shooting still hasn't been released, but News 8 has learned that Sereste and his girlfriend recently broke up, and over the past few years, he's had to deal with his sister's fatal overdose and mom's suicide. We've also discovered that he shouldn't have had a gun in the first place because he's currently on probation after pleading guilty in 2019 to carrying a concealed weapon. Sereste is scheduled to be arraigned on charges connected to the Gaslamp shooting on May 3rd. His trial for the charge in El Cajon is scheduled for May 17th. In the meantime, he's being held in custody without bail. In El Cajon, Steve Price, News 8.